Alright, I'm going to show you the best way to complete Team Affinity Chapter 3. Just a disclaimer, I'm not saying this is the fastest way to complete it. I'm not saying you're going to get this done in record time, but this seems to be the most efficient way to complete Team Affinity Chapter 3. It's the method that's been working for me, so hopefully it works for you as well. So right off the bat, I am eliminating, I am ignoring, I am not worrying about the multiplayer missions. It's just not an efficient way to get this done at all. It's not a good way to get Team Affinity points. If you play multiplayer, if that's your main method of playing the game, it might work for you. But there's a bunch of variables that can happen. It's not as quick. You can't accumulate stats as fast as you want to. So multiplayer missions are out for me. Another thing that is out for me is the extreme moments that you find in each division. They're just a waste of time. If you're good enough at the game and you think you can bang these out, more power to you. They give you 10,000 Team Affinity points, but I will not be wasting my time doing these. First of all, it's too frustrating. Second of all, it's Hall of Fame difficulty. And third of all, you're going to want to shut the game off and not even want to grind. So the extreme moments are out. So just for example, the AL East extreme moment, you need to hit 2 home runs with Brad Miller for 10,000 Team Affinity points. I don't even think that's worth it. You're going to be doing this for 20, 30, 40 minutes. If you're not that good at the game, you're going to be doing this for an hour, 2 hours. It's going to take you 30, 40, 50 attempts. Don't even bother. A third thing that is out for me is the Extreme Showdown. Anytime you see the word extreme, you want to stay away if you're trying to save time. It's too frustrating. Like I said, it's too frustrating. It's too hard. And it just wastes a lot of time when you're trying to grind as quickly as possible. It does give you 20,000 Team Affinity points for each division when you complete it. But it gets in your head too much. You think about it too much. You're trying to complete it way too hard. I stay away from it. You're better off doing the regular showdown. I believe it gives you vouchers when you complete it. So stay away from the extreme showdown, but I would recommend the regular showdown if that's what you want to do, if you're into showdown. Alright, the first thing that I like to knock out is the regular non-extreme moment that's in each division you are working on. So for example, I'm working on the AL East right now. Brian Roberts has a moment on veteran difficulty, tally 3 hits with 1 extra base hit. This will give you 2,500 Team Affinity points. It's not a lot, but it's going to get you somewhere. It's going to get you started, okay? This shouldn't be that hard. It should take you 3, 4, 5 attempts. Honestly, some of them will take you 1 attempt. They're not that hard. You can bang them out. Do the moments first. So like I said, do not rely on multiplayer to complete the Team Affinity. Honestly, you should be just focusing on the single player missions. Now, they have changed it for Chapter 3. They've added requirements and missions that you need to complete in mini seasons and in Conquest. They claim that people were asking them to put this in the game. I can guarantee that nobody asked them to put this in the game. So do not worry about the mini seasons. Do not worry about the Conquest. You are going to want to just play the CPU. So when you're playing the CPU, they want you to tally 30 hits with any player from a certain division. So once again, I'm working on the AL East. I need to tally 30 hits with any player from the AL East. It's going to give you 2,500 Team Affinity points every time you complete this. It is repeatable, so you can do this over and over and over again. They also want you to tally 30 strikeouts with pitchers in certain divisions. So I need to tally 30 strikeouts with any pitcher from the AL East. It is repeatable, just like the hits. This is repeatable, so every time you get 30 strikeouts, you're going to get 5,000 team affinity points. So to make this part go by way quicker, you want to focus on the strikeouts. When you're playing the computer, your main objective is to get the strikeouts. Obviously, it is impossible to get 30 strikeouts in a game unless it goes into extra innings, but you don't want to be going into extra innings when you're grinding. So the best thing to do is get to 15 strikeouts in a game. You're going to get a bunch of hits if you're playing on rookie mode as well, but you want to get 15 strikeouts and then quit and then start over and get the 15 strikeouts to make it 30. It's going to go by way quicker. Trust me. So another thing you want to check are the PXP and boss stat missions. Obviously, when you're just starting out doing a division, trying to complete it, you're not going to have any of the bosses yet. You got to work your way towards getting a boss. When you get to 60,000 team affinity points, you will get your first boss pack. Now, what I like to do when I get a pack, I like to check and see if there are any pitchers in the pack, and I take pitchers first. So in the AL East pack, Tom Hankey is available to choose. I will take Tom Hankey first because the strikeouts are the quickest thing to do when you're playing the computer. It's the easiest thing, in my opinion, to do when you are playing the computer. So if we check right here, you need K's with Tom Hankey. If you get 5 strikeouts with Tom Hankey, you're getting 10,000 team affinity points. This could literally take not even 2 full innings. You could get this done in 1 2/3 innings. 5 strikeouts in a row. See you later. All done. 10,000 team affinity points. Another important thing that should be pretty obvious. You want to create a separate lineup that consists of players that play in the division that you are working on. So as you see right here, all of my players play in the AL East. I think it's the most efficient way to do it. I bang out one division at a time. It just makes more sense to me. Now, if we go back to the PXP and boss stat missions, there is a mission that requires you to get PXP with Season 1 players from the division you are working on. So obviously I am AL East. I need 2,500 PXP with players from the AL East. My whole lineup consists of players from the AL East. I am going to rack up the PXP way quicker. Once you get 2,500 PXP, you get 7,500 team affinity points, and it's repeatable. So if you keep using the same lineup over and over and over again, you are going to rack up these PXP points very quickly. You are also going to want to double check your lineup because there's another mission that requires you to get PXP with team affinity bosses from Chapter 2, Chapter 1, and Chapter 3. So you need to check your lineup. Make sure you have as many bosses in your lineup as possible so you can rack up the 1,500 PXP to get the 5,000 team affinity points, and it is repeatable. So just like the other missions, you can do it over and over and over and over again. So if we check my lineup again, I have bosses from Team Affinity Chapter 1, Team Affinity Chapter 2, and Team Affinity Chapter 3, Brad Miller and Brian Roberts. You are going to want to stick them at the top of your lineup because I believe you need 10 total bases. The mission is 10 total bases with the hitters from Team Affinity Chapter 3. Yep, so every hitter has a mission that requires you to get 10 total bases for 10,000 team affinity points. Unfortunately, the boss missions are not repeatable. You can only do these one time, but they're pretty simple. If you're playing on rookie mode, you should be able to bang these out in one game. 2 max. So when I play the CPU, I like to load up a game on rookie difficulty. They do not require you to play on a certain difficulty. Honestly, if you're not picking rookie, you're kind of stupid because it's obviously the easiest difficulty in the game. So why not make it easier on yourself? Also, I like to play teams that I know are absolutely garbage. Terrible pitching, terrible hitting is what I'm looking for. So Oakland A's, no disrespect, garbage. Chicago White Sox, no disrespect, trash. Miami Marlins, no disrespect, putrid. So pick a team that has terrible pitching, terrible hitting. It's just going to make the experience way easier, and it's going to go by way quicker. I like to be the home team when I play the computer because you get to pick the stadium that you will be playing in. So I use this home run derby stadium. Very short fences, very low fences. You can hit fluky home runs here, but you can use any stadium that you use to grind in. So there's other stadiums in the stadium vault that have low fences, short fences, stadiums that are easy to hit home runs in. Use a stadium that you can hit bombs in. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not saying this is the fastest method to complete Team Affinity Chapter 3. I think it's the most efficient. It's been working for me. I already have 130,000 Team Affinity for the AL East. So hopefully this works for you. They switch it up every chapter, so you got to figure out new ways to do it. But this has been working for me. We'll see how long it takes me. Hopefully it doesn't take me 25 years. But it's been working for me, so let's get it.